Bowers Game Corner presents Gen Con Video Bonanza 2016. Brought to you by Gutshot Games and their Gen Con release, Headhunters, a collectible card game and a collectible toy. And Shoot Again Games, makers of Looting Atlantis and Conspiracy. Look for Pinball Showdown on Kickstarter soon. Also brought to you by the generous support of these companies and our fantastic Kickstarter backers.
Ahoy there, YouTube! I'm back again today for more of our Gen Con Bonanza Explosion blog coverage. We're here live at Gen Con 2016 at one of the most impressive booths for the last 2 years, the Breaking Games booth. And we are talking with Steve, who is the creator of For the Birds. How's it going, Steve?
It's going well, thanks a lot.
And what's For the Birds?
For the Birds is a very light, abstract, kind of a gateway game. Started out as a game that I designed for my son, but ended up being actually a really good all-around game from kids all the way to the pubs with a glass of wine or several pints.
So how does the game work?
So the game worked. Every player gets 6 birds and 6 of these tactic cards to start the game. 6 different colors for the player birds, and there are also non-player birds. There are crows and there are hawks that come in and spoil things for everybody. You roll 2 dice, and there are 2 sets of dice, one for the 2 to 3 player game and one for the 4 to 6 player game. That works on either the inner ring here of the board or the whole board, depending on the size of the game. Basically, roll 2 dice, you get coordinates, and that would be either a 57 or a 75. So on your turn, you have a choice. You always have choices in this game. Roll 2 dice, place a bird, or play a card. That's it. So if you choose to play a bird, this would mean that you would put your bird at either 75 or 57 on the board, or you play a card. There's also these little custom pips on the dice where you get hawks or crows into play. The way that works is you roll a crow on one die and then the number on the other. You can put a crow on any spot with an 8. If you roll a hawk on the brown die, you put these hawks, the big guys, on these hawk spots. Now what that does is no bird can occupy any of those spots when a hawk lands. So any bird that's adjacent has to scatter. And the player with the bird that is affected gets to move their own birds. So there's one other thing to remember in this game, and it's a simple little mechanic called pecking order. Pecking order works like this. Every player has pecking order over the player immediately to their left. And that means you can displace that player or that bird if you roll that spot or if you want that spot via card. So let's say, for instance, if this blue jay is on 26, I roll 26 and I'm playing the martin. If I have pecking order over that bird, I can say, hey, I want the spot. And then the player playing the jay has to move to the next available adjacent spot. And they can also, if they have pecking order of another occupied spot, they can then slide that player and you can unleash a little cascade. Same thing happens when the hawk lays down and you have players that are around the hawk. That causes that same scattering, same cascade via pecking order if somebody happens to be in your way or occupy the spot that you want to slide to. The thing that's interesting about the crows is crows have pecking order over everybody. So once a crow takes a spot that it wants, it can't be displaced until you either roll another crow or one of these tactic cards, action cards, would displace it. So in a nutshell, that's For the Birds, except for how to win. The win is in the name. You want to get 4 of your birds into either a line of 4 of connected spots or into a tight square of 4 spots. And that would be the winning condition.
So is this like Monopoly?
It's nothing like Monopoly. It's way better. Monopoly's not even a game. But yeah.
So thank you very much. That's For the Birds, and that's out now, correct?
It's out now on the shelves right here on Breaking Games booth.
All right, fantastic. Looks like right up my alley. It looks like it's family weight, but still meaty enough for a game night. So that's good stuff right there.
Lots of good bird innuendo that gets thrown around. It gets pretty heated.
My favorite type of innuendo. If you're enjoying this Gen Con coverage, let me know in the comments below. And in the comments below, let me know, what is your favorite type of innuendo? What's one of your favorite double entendres? Can you think of any innuendo or double entendres you enjoy?
Yeah, there's a lot of them with this game, but my personal favorite are these guys are also known as flock blockers.
I don't know if this is necessarily a double entendre, but my favorite's do-do. When people say do-do, my wife does it, and she does it when she's mad, and I start to snicker, and she gets so mad at me. But I like do-do. Well, let me know in the comments below what's your favorite, and as always, thanks for your time, YouTube.
This was brought to you by Headhunters from Gunshot Games, Pinball Showdown from Shoot Again Games, these great companies, and fans like you.